10-point swing in a game. Just what do you make of this team's continued ability to just hang in the batter's box and stay in there long enough for things to turn?
Yeah, it was a 48-minute game, obviously, and I thought a couple things. First thing is we saw the distance between the way a team can play against us when our pressure and physicality isn't there and when it is. I thought we really flipped the switch on that end of the floor, and that changed the tone of the game. And then I thought, that's the game's kind of rocky in the first quarter, and it's hard to get a grip on it. And I thought Jay Will, Joe, Caruso, AJ, those guys came into the game and elevated the tone and got the game back into a stable spot, which allowed us to just build through the rest of the game. So I thought those were two very key things tonight.
You're referencing a lot of the guys that come in off the bench. I want to ask you about the construction of the team and the quality depth that you have to go to at various points and be able to ride guys for stretches when you need them on a night like tonight.
Yeah, like I said, those guys, Jay Will and Joe and Caruso, those guys specifically, I thought really gave us huge lifts at different times in the first quarter, late in the first, and then in the third quarter. And then the group to start the second did a really good job of cutting into the lead after we got things under control. But that game can go a lot differently if we don't get the tone turned and if we don't get the contributions we got from those guys.
Did you feel like it was a relatively immediate tone turning that was happening that, course corrected by the players on the floor in the game, or was it more of a gradual thing that happened over the course of the half?
Well, when a team starts that hot, their confidence is high, and their confidence was high. Even when we started to try to go a little bit, they made some tough plays and some tough shots, but that's what happens when you allow a team to catch a rhythm and get confident that early. But we stayed at it, understood it was a 48-minute game, and did a really nice job getting the game under control, and then obviously had a really good second half.
Dort was a huge factor in the third quarter specifically. It just seemed like Markkanen didn't get anything going towards the rim whatsoever. Everything's falling away. What was different about his physicality in the point of attack in the third?
Yeah, Markkanen just got a little loose early. We were off his body a couple times, and it led to open shot, a back cut layup. We were late, on a closeout and fouled him on a three. And then we were just to his body. He's just a guy, you can't give him a lot of space because he's a great shooter and he's got great size. So, but again, the guys did a great job on him. Lou did a great job on him, AC, and the team defense behind it.
You mentioned Jay Will specifically earlier, 5 threes for him tonight. That's a career high. He was just telling me the value of his shot from behind the arc to open up the floor for the team. His volume in terms of his percentage of shots has gone up from behind the three-point line. Has that been an intentional focus coming into the season, or has that just been what's available to him?
Yeah, he's just, it's what's available, but he's just shot it well enough that, those are good shots for him. And similar to what I said about Dort the other night, like Jay Will's done a nice job of just staying the course. He was in the 20s, his three-point percentage at some point this season. He didn't get off to a super hot start, but he's just shot his shots, remained confident. The team's remained confident in him. And it was nice to see him break through tonight like that.
I know it's nothing new, but some of the steals that Kaysen has are just they seem like steals that other people don't get.
Yeah.
What is it about him and either the hands or the quickness off the floor? He had the one at the point of attack where he got way off the ground so fast.
Yeah, a lot of it's gifts and instinct, but there's also a motor and a concentration and competitiveness that he brings every play that positions him to be able to get those instincts into the game, and so he's definitely got some stuff there, but he backs it with consistent effort and competitiveness that allows him to be in every play, and when you combine those things, you get what that is.
Shea's perfect from three tonight. He's up above 40% for three on the season. You get to see what so many people don't, but what is your perspective on the work ethic that he's put in to refining that shot as he has made gradual improvement over the years?
Yeah, similar, that I just said about Jay Will and Lou. He got off to a slower start from three this year. Not obviously a slow start as a player, but he didn't shoot it great early. And he just is consistent with his work and stays confident as a result of that. And the team stays confident in one another. Everybody kind of knows their game, plays their game, works at their game, and it allows us collectively to just stick with it when things aren't going well, both individually and collectively, and I think that's just another example of that.
You want this team to face all kinds of adversity, especially in the young season, as long as the results are positive, and that's what we saw tonight. But they're down 18, and then all of a sudden they're up by 27, and your guys didn't flinch again. It just seems like they don't get stressed or worried about what the intensity is.
I think they understand the 48-minute nature of the game, but the thing we also understood tonight that we have to is, like, when the game's going like that, it had something to do with how we were playing. Like, they threw the first punch tonight, and they really had us on our heels. And even though it's a 48-minute game and there's a lot of time left, you have to do something to change the way the game's going. And that's what I thought we did tonight really well, is they recognized in the game we weren't where we needed to be. We allowed the opponent to get way too much rhythm and confidence, and then we bit into that a little bit, and it allowed the game to turn for us.
Anybody else? Quite the whiplash to have a 54-point swing. What did it feel like out there on the court?
I mean, it felt great. Great getting to win. I think obviously they had a really good start, and I don't think we started the way we wanted, but we fixed it, and that's what we really needed to do. And moving forward, we just got to be ready for 48 minutes. That's really it.
What did you fix, and how did you fix it?
I mean, I think just being more aggressive on both ends, but especially on defense. I think not letting their team being comfortable in anything they do. So I think that was really our focus.
There's no 18-0 spurt that you could put on in a couple minutes. You did put on a 22-0 run, but the beginning of that third quarter, or excuse me, second quarter, when you had that little 8-0 spurt, what was the mindset of the group coming out of the quarter break?
I think just bringing energy. I think just coming in, being aggressive on both ends, and really just like putting bodies on them too, and being aggressive in that way.
How strong was the belief being down 18 and like just play the way we know how to play? I think we're gonna be okay.
Excuse me, can you
How
repeat that?
strong was the belief within the huddle on the bench, like we can correct this?
Oh, very strong. I mean, I think it was good for us to have kind of that test, and I think obviously didn't go the way we wanted to start, but for us it's like, okay, like now we're in this position, let's fix it and let's figure it out. And I think we always believe in us, and we know it's a 48-minute game, so no matter what happens at start, it's like let's play all 48 minutes and see where we're at.
How much fun are you having right now on this team that just love to win?
I mean, it's very fun. Obviously, I think just how close we are as a team. I think on and off the court, and like going out there, like you just want to fight for the guys that are out there, and it makes it really fun. I mean, I feel like every time I step on the court, it's like I'm having fun. So it's amazing.
Anybody else?
Perfect.